Good morning, community. How are you today? Good. I'm wearing my little Barbie pink today. Has everyone seen the Barbie movie yet? Nails. I see some ladies showing their pink nails. So I did a whole nother talk for the service today, and it was about the Dodger game. They were down 4-7, but I figure Reverend Mike and Marcy were probably the only two people who'd be excited to hear about that talk. And when I woke up this morning, I started thinking about this book I've been reading. And all of a sudden at 7 o'clock in the morning, my talk changed. So this book is called When the Body Says No, Exploring the Stress-Disease Connection by Gabor Mate, MD. Anyway, this is stuff we know. This is stuff we already know. This is stuff we're talking about. Yet I feel I need to hear it over and over and over again. And the person who told me about it, I was talking about surgeries I had as a baby. As many of you know, I had my first surgery at 3 months. And I'm like, oh, that surgery didn't bother me. I'm fine. But there's a lot of stuff I'm really learning about myself and how I respond to my environment, on how I change my behavior. So, for example, my next door neighbor's tree fell down in my yard. And it's their responsibility to pay for the tree, yet I'm having the hardest time saying, hey, your tree, I paid, owe me back. So the confrontation thing for me is so hard. And I realize that if I don't set boundaries and speak up for myself, where's that all going to go? Into my body, and I'm going to be like, oh, why does my back hurt? Why am I like upset about something totally unrelated to this? Well, you guys are looking at each other. Are we talking about something here? Am I speaking a chord? So in this book, he is coining the word psychoneuroimmunology. Psychoneuroimmunology, immunizing our psychoneuro system. And he says it's the science of interaction of the mind and body, the insoluble unity of emotions and physiology and human development and throughout life in health and illness. That daunting, complicated word means simply that this discipline studies the way that the psyche, the mind, and its context of emotions profoundly interacts with the body's nervous system and how both of them in turn form an extensional link with our immune defenses. So how often do we get sick when there's a lot of stress going in life? How often never. How often when the weight of the world is on our shoulders and all of a sudden our back is hurting? You know, these are things we know, yet somehow we just keeps happening. And so I'm still working on this myself. How about a conversation with someone that they just really, I'll use my church words, makes you angry? Or I could use Reverend Mike's words. Anyway, so he goes on to say, interactions with other human beings, in particular emotional interactions, affect our biological functioning in a myriad and subtle ways almost every moment of our lives. I got that text from that guy I like, and all of a sudden I'm happy. I don't hear from them, and all of a sudden I'm sad. My friend says, oh, those shoes, I don't know about them. And then you're like, something's wrong with my shoe. Like, in basic, simple conversations can spin us out. And I know I need to talk with my neighbor and say, I need to set a boundary. I paid for this. You need to reimburse me. They're important determinants of health, as understanding the intricate balance of relationships among our psychological dynamics, our emotional environment, and our physiology is crucial to our well-being. So what are we doing for our well-being? Who are we talking to? Most importantly, how are we talking to ourselves? This is nothing new. Even Plato writes in this is the reason why cure of so many diseases is unknown to the physicians of Hellas. They are ignorant of the whole. For this is the great error of our day in the treatment of the human body, that physicians separate the mind from the body. You cannot split mind from the body, said Socrates, nearly 2.5 millennia. 2.5 millennia. So this is nothing new, and this is what we talk about here. So I'm offering you, is there a hard conversation you have to have with someone, setting boundaries, expressing your truth? How are we talking to ourselves? And then if someone else talks to us in a certain way, do we just sit here and just let it go in? Can we put a psychic boundary around ourselves and protect ourselves, a psychic shield? So this is what I'm offering you today. So when you go out, let's really nurture and take care of ourselves. And it's as subtle as a simple conversation and saying, you know what? I had a friend go say, why did you say that to me? I'm like, I don't know. And I go, I'm sorry. And she said, thank you. And I've done that to someone too. I'm like, really? I don't understand why. That doesn't resonate with me. Is this my truth? No, it's your truth that you're projecting on me. So this is really our opportunity to stand in our truth because we are one with this divine light, love, energy, and we are perfect beings. We are divine beings having a human experience. And sometimes that human experience is messy. Let's all take a breath. But we are these divine beings. So we're just going to let that stuff go and stand in our truth and our power. And so it is.